Hey everyone, and welcome to Comic Breakdown. Today, we're going to be diving into Future State Nightwing issue number 1. Now, if you haven't been keeping up with Future State event, go ahead and check out the link in my description and at the top of this video. It'll get you completely caught up on everything Future State related. We are covering every single issue of Future State, so be sure that you guys are subscribed to the channel and you hit that notification bell so you're not missing any of the content that we have coming out. Now, Future State Nightwing takes place in the year 2025. So this is in the beginning of Future State. This is when everything kicks off. And Nightwing specifically takes place after the events of Batman perceived dead. Bruce Wayne perceived to be dead. And there's a new Batman, the next Batman, claiming the mantle. And with that being said, let's dive into this issue. Now, this issue picks us up in Gotham, and we see Nightwing running on some rooftops, and the Magistrate robots messing with what appears to be some innocent civilians out past curfew. And as they start manhandling these two people, Nightwing descends upon them and breaks them into pieces with ease. And the civilians, very happy and thrilled that Nightwing's there, the man goes to shake his hand, but Nightwing knocks him from one real quick and lets him know that he read his body language real quick. And he noticed that, he's doing a good job of hiding it. It's a good performance, but they're not scared. They're ready to pounce. And this is when the man brings up his hand and we see it glowing, and he calls himself an augmented human. So maybe it's part human, part machine, but he puts him down very quickly, and the woman pulls out some knives, and these two start going toe to toe, and this is when Nightwing is shot in the back. Taking down this woman threat, he moves up to the top floor where he was shot from, disarms the individual super quick, and tries to do a quick interrogation of exactly what's going on. And they're pretty much just setting up operations, using these individuals as bait to lure Nightwing into saving the day. And this special group of individuals was tasked with taking down the masked resistance, which is led by Nightwing. And so they're devoting a ridiculous amount of resources into catching him. And as in the sniper's opinion, he's worth it. And Nightwing tells him that he's not, and to make sure that Peacekeeper 1 knows that. And this is when the sniper makes a snide remark about him overcompensating because there's no more Bat Daddy, aka Batman. And this is where Dick Grayson turns around and shatters the sniper's femur and then jumps out the window. And this is where we pick up at the Magistrate HQ in Gotham. And we have Peacekeeper number 1 talking to his new Peacekeeper number 6. Now, Peacekeeper number 6, many of you may recognize she's wearing what looks to be Deadshot's bionic eye, or his aiming assist, if you will. Now, this doesn't appear to be Zoe, so it begs the question, how did she get that eye? And really, Peacekeeper 1 in this conversation is just livid. Livid that their efforts haven't been enough to take down Nightwing and his network of terrorists, as he claims that they be. But they have a plan. The shot that Nightwing took to the back seems to have some kind of tracker or something of that nature in it. And all of this was a plan to get that tracker in him. And then we head over to the ruins of Arkham Asylum. And Nightwing goes in through a fake falsified doorway where he has his own little bat cave set up. And this is where he sits and talks to what's remaining of the mass vigilantes left in the city. And he has a conversation with Batgirl just about the reports of a new Batman operating. And then Dick goes ahead and takes a shower, tries to just clear his mind of everything that's been happening. But really, he feels like he just hasn't been living up to Bruce Wayne's expectations, hasn't been living up to what he stood for, but he's going to keep pushing himself until he can. And then this is when he hears a noise, and he steps out of the shower and immediately starts fighting somebody, but this individual's not trying to fight them, they're trying to get his attention. And this is where we see Dick Grayson put on his butt and our new Batman standing before him, and he lets him know that he's Batman. And Dick says, "Hello, Batman," and then initiates a taser-like defense system that literally just electrifies Fox. And 20 minutes later, Batman's sitting tied up and Nightwing is interrogating him. Just trying to find out exactly what's going on, why he's doing this, so on and so forth, and why he's here of all places. And this is when Batman goes in to let him know that a 10-year-old girl had been kidnapped, dragged from the street just after dusk, near her home. He stopped the individuals that did it, rescued her. But once Sarah was returned home, once this girl was home, the Cybers came after her. They grabbed her. Then they took her into interrogation about him. And now she turns up dead. And he can only assume that the Magistrate is responsible for her death. And so he wants to join the resistance to fight the Magistrate together. And then this is when we see the arrival of Peacekeeper number 6, aka Captain Marks, aka the Mark. And so they have found his hideout. But this is exactly what he wanted. He knew that they put a tracker in the bullet. He knew that the nanotech was there. But he's tired of their death by 1,000 cuts. He wants to have the home field advantage. And he is done playing with the Magistrate. And so essentially, he brought them to him. And he's going to war. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Personally, I have to say this has probably been one of my favorite Future States so far. It's seeing Nightwing really kicking butt, not necessarily taking over the mantle of Batman, because that's not something he wants to do. You know, he created Nightwing specifically so he could try to get out of the shadow of Batman, create his own persona, something that was his. And so he wouldn't really want to step into the shoes of Batman, but he definitely wants to fill the void that the city now feels with Batman being gone. And Nightwing feels like he's just continuously still failing Bruce, failing his memory, failing his legacy, failing his teachings. And this is typical Dick Grayson. He's always felt like he's just inadequate and constantly comparing himself to Bruce Wayne. But yeah, all in all, I have to say this was a really awesome issue. I am really excited for the next one. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you want to support the channel, go ahead and check out my Patreon. It's down below in the description. You can also check out my podcast there. We have a new episode every Friday covering all our comic pulls to cinema, to TV, WandaVision, you name it, we got it. As always, be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and until the next video,